tight to my face and not being able to see and breathe because it was really tight and it was like a big rubber suit, and it helped in some areas, and in other areas if I let the bad side get to me, then it would overpower me. And so I used everything that was alien to me to work for me. And a friend, one of the stunt guys, he was one of the Power Rangers, and I just asked for his advice, and he goes, you just get used to it, you deal with it. And it is. So I just, by the end of the shoot, I was used to being Snake Eyes, and everything that was different, I used for me. And then for the second movie, I made sure I wore 30-pound weight vests. I was wearing weights on my legs, weights on my ankles, bands, rubber bands here, rubber bands, wearing my motorcycle helmet, you know, and I was wearing a gas mask, an elevation mask. I was doing everything but blindfolding myself, and it was, and for the second movie, because I knew we were going to change the suit up, and the suit, I loved being both Snake Eyes, and the two suits. It was great. It's a challenge, but I love a challenge. It's never hard. I don't believe in anything being hard. I just believe in being a challenge.
Question. First of all, what was it like to make out with Terry Hatcher? And secondly, I guess it kind of got answered, Christopher Reeve's your favorite Superman, but out of all the live-action Supermans, who would win in a fight between you and them?
Long questions. Short answers. Spectacular and me.
Thought so. You the man.
They are here and they're ready. I would like to introduce to you guys Dirk Benedict and Dwight Schultz. You guys know them as Space and Murdoch from A-Team.
Well, it's very nice for you all
They're
to
not
come.
gonna bring, I guess they're not gonna, am I on?
Yes, you are. Dirk has been on as long as I've known him.
Okay, I'm on, but where am I? No, is this loud enough? Yeah. How do you get it?
You sound really
I guess
good.
they're not gonna bring Mr. T out.
I'm gonna be there, brother! I'm gonna be there, brother!
He's back, he was right back there for a while, but I don't know.
Now, he would never come, you know, after the show. It's true, we tried to meet T, and he was going to come to my house. Dirk flew in from Montana, and I was on the phone with T the next day, and he did. He said, I'm going to be there, brother, I'm going to be there tomorrow, brother. He never showed up. But we did have a bottle of scotch that we enjoyed.
Yeah, so I did. We had a fallback position, plan D.
It was a couch, 6 foot.
We didn't drink when we did the A-Team. We couldn't. That came later. The drinking came later. We didn't have time. We were doing that show. We were working too hard. This is when our producers would come on the set. Oh man, I smells the producer. Oh man, I got to go to my trailer. Oh God. He never, and you know, he would not talk all day long. He would sit in his chair talking. You know, I got my plane, I flew to Chicago. Oh man, I met this guy all day long. So at first people would just kind of stand around and listen because they're very funny. But after a while, you know, guys at work are just going by him like this, just ignoring him unless you've never been on the set. And then people, Jesus, this guy's talking and people are, he just was stream of consciousness, always talking. And sometimes the sound like, T, we gotta roll camera, could you, and then they would come and guess, we gotta shoot this, come on, we gotta go. He didn't want to have any dialogue, you know. He was oh man, do I talk? Oh man, I told them writers, I don't want to talk, I don't talk.
We had a script guy named Cosmo Constantine, that was his name, Cosmo. And Cosmo, you know, he's somebody who follows everything that is said. And T would go, oh man, Cosmo, I forgot my word.
Because Dwight and I would have a lot the dialogue, we had some of those scenes, you know, where we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then Georgia has it when we're old, and then, you know, PA would have one word or two lines. The whole thing would stop. Oh man, do I speak?
I got into Park University in Missouri. I have never met anybody who actually went to Park University in Missouri. I think it is a doorway on a prairie. I also got into Emerson College in Boston, and that's where I went. I nearly flunked out my first year, but I managed to stay, and then I went to the Yale School of Drama. And the dean of students was standing where I am, and I was sitting where you are, and he said, look to your left, look to your right. One of you will not be here next September. I went home and packed. I was sure this man was talking directly to me. I was the king of negative thinking. I can't, I won't, I'll never get hired, she won't go out with me, I'll never get a job, I'll never get out of here. And I wanted to beat the system. So I found this Armenian philosopher. His name is Gurdjieff. And he writes with such complication because he does not want you to finish his book unless you understand what he's saying. So I didn't, because I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Then I found a disciple of his, Ouspensky, and this is what I learned. When you have a negative thought come into your mind, I can't, I won't, I'll never, you just say out loud, I'm sorry, I've got no time for you now. If you finish a negative thought, it will grow into a thesis of negativity. You're marching to your dream. All of a sudden you have negative thoughts and you stop walking. Your shoulders drop, your head drops. Don't put a period on the end of a negative thought. Don't put a period on the end of a negative thought. If you don't complete the negative thought, you can move it out of your mind. You can let a positive in. Your shoulders fly up, your head flies back. You continue to your dream, and then you get to stand here and talk to you. It's unbelievable. Don't put a period on the end of a negative thought.
Who would win in a fight? The Hulk or Thor?
Do you want the truth? It would depend on who is writing the script. I'm going to tell you something, but I don't want it to leave this room. These are fictitious characters.
Wait, what? Oh no!
We write stories about them. Yeah, but I shouldn't say it. I don't want to disillusion everybody. So stop right there. We're going to start with Superman. You've all seen Superman fly in the movies, right? And the books, those of you who read the books. He has no visible means of propulsion. He just goes like this. And he flies. Now we'll talk about Marvel. Take a character like the mighty Thor. He has a hammer with a leather thong that's attached to his wrist. When he wants to go somewhere, he swings the hammer as fast as a propeller. Then he lets it go. The hammer goes flying off. It's attached to his wrist. It pulls him with it. Scientifically sound.
It is an honor to be in a room with you, Mr. Lee. An honor. I'm going to take a second here to introduce you all, the crowd. This is the founder of our feast. This is Dan Farr. This is his I wanted to thank Mr. Lee for being here. It's such an honor.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. Just a quick secret. We had to send the Incredible Hulk to get him to come. We wanted him so badly. Lou Ferrigno said to talk to him personally to get you here.
He said he'd beat me up if I didn't come.
I was trying to be nice. But thank you so much. Thank you all for making this happen.
Hey, I gotta thank you. You are the greatest audience, the greatest people. You're the nicest people I've met at any convention, and this is one great convention.